Hi, welcome to my video. I just asked for a collective message, so that's what I'm gonna do. I set the timer for 10 minutes. We already have a card coming out, and it's the Page of Cups. It jumped out of the deck, the Page of Cups. I'm using this tarot deck that I think is from the Spencer's brand, and I've been using it for years to do readings. It looks like right now the collective that I'm speaking to is starting to learn what it means to feel good and have fulfillment, and like is kind of starting a journey of like inner peace and inner happiness. Maybe lately you've made changes in your life that have brought you more peace, and you're kind of learning how to live with this new peace, a new blessing. This is Mullen, by the way. Alright, Eight of Cups, definitely confirmation that there's something that you have decided to leave behind and walk away from, and you're kind of getting used to the absence of this thing, but ultimately feeling a lot more peaceful in your life. And we have a lot of water here. The King of Cups, more water. There's a lot about the emotional plane right now to focus. There's a big focus on that, or maybe you are a water sign. Seven of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. We've got Aquarius energy, and we have the Nine of Pentacles, Capricorn right here. There's a lot. See, these are two different kinds of monsters, so I think that's very interesting. There is one that is holding like this little guy, like a giant. Maybe he's not even, well, I think he is, because the sheep are trying to run away from him, and then he's holding this guy, and then he's stepping on all these sheep, and he's like this huge guy. And then here we have Frankenstein. Oh, Cannibal. That's what this card is called, is Cannibal. And Frankenstein. I thought it was interesting that those were the similarities with these like monsters here, and we're talking about kind of finding peace, finding fulfillment. We've got, I'm not gonna take these because it's too many. The World, Sagittarius, the Figure 8, which means infinity. It's like there is a message here about like someone in the collective watching this, but who believes that like, or believed that they were a monster, and that's obviously not true. And I think that belief is like, oh, and that low self-esteem could be what that Eight of Cups represents, what you're leaving behind, or it could be an external thing that was hurting your self-esteem. Also, another message I'm getting is that you're not a monster for walking away from certain things in your life that just don't align anymore. No matter how like people want to make you feel, that's usually because it's not, your energy isn't benefiting them anymore, and they can't take advantage of your kindness anymore, and that's why they're upset. The World here, the Figure 8, the world signifies completion of a cycle. 8 is kind of infinity, and it goes forever, and it's that's why it's a cycle being completed. You can see here, like, the 8 is complete. I saw 444 in the timer when I said that. Bunch of cards just flew out. More cards about moving, leaving things behind, moving towards more peace. Also confirmation for what I was talking about earlier. This is about, like, becoming a higher version of yourself, a more, like, developed and abundant and especially peaceful and happy version of yourself is something that I'm getting. There's Knight of Wands. There is excitement coming in. There's I feel like the collective can sense the excitement of what's coming, and there is kind of a pep in your step if you're feeling a little more energized, a little happier. I'm really getting that strongly. If that's something that you are feeling lately, it's because there's a lot more good things coming, and there's going to be a lot of positive blessings, and they're going to fall into, you're leaving the cycle that you're leaving behind has a lot to do with chaos and chaotic people. Ooh. 8 of Swords fall on the ground. That's gotta be symbolic of something. Or 6 of Swords. I went to grab the 6 of Swords and it fell on the ground. But chaotic people, chaotic things, leaving behind a life that is chaotic and maybe very interesting, never boring, but always grueling and stressful, and kind of leaving that for something that is maybe boring at times, but a lot more stable, peaceful, and happy overall, and healthy. 222 on the timer. Five of Cups. That's that chaotic energy, and the 8 of Pentacles is about work. Like, a lot of you have had to work yourself out of a really chaotic environment, and you've been able to pick yourself up out of I'm getting very much a collective that has built themselves up from the ground up, very self-made collective. Do you see how, like, this zombie girl, she is in the graveyard and she's picking up head? It's almost like the people around you were asleep in some way. Maybe it was mental illness, maybe you came here to break some sort of cycle, and they were asleep in some way, and you kind of got put in awake to try to get your way, to try to navigate through this world, and it looks like you have gotten yourself out of it. If you're feeling like things have been more boring and quiet lately, it's your new reality, and it is exciting. It's going to be very exciting, but you need to learn to be comfortable in that silence as well, and that's part of it, is learning to be comfortable in that silence. I think that's kind of the main, like, takeaway that Spirit wants me to deliver. So my timer has 30 seconds on it, so I'm gonna call it here, but thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.